Whew, I know you have stuff to do too. All right. So we are going to do an animal communication on horses. Full disclosure, Alice is thinking of buying one of my horses, and we're going to try and figure out which one would be the best fit for her. So who are we dealing with? I know we're dealing with Penny, which is going to be interesting because I'm kind of a third party neutral right now. So when I go to talk to her, I wonder, like, have you ever tried to do something for yourself? It's much harder. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like I'm like, if I was a real animal communicator, I could have made him quit howling, but that's not how it works. All right, so we have Penny, who's a mare and is 16, and who else are we dealing with?
We have Brew,
Rue,
who's Brew like a beer brew.
Brew.
Brew. He's 15 and a
Okay,
gelding.
okay,
We have Kip, KIP.
okay.
Um, he's 15 and a gelding. And then we have an older horse who's 20.
Okay. And what's
And we'll
his
just
name?
we'll call him Puckett.
Okay. Long as he comes in, does he have a nickname or do you not really know?
He just the guy said he's just in your pocket. And so I was like, well, then we'll call him Puckett.
All right, cool. All right. So I'm actually gonna number them too. One, two, three, four. So before we get into the horses, what I'd like to do, and for anyone watching this, my animal communications are always personalized to what the person wants, and I will talk to more than one animal. I had someone the other day that was like, well, will you talk to more than one animal? I'll talk to many as I can in the time allotted. Because I called an animal communicator one time and she's like, well, for $350 in 1 hour, we talk to one animal and it's a deep dive. I was like, for $350, I'm going to need you to talk to every animal. And I don't need to go
Yeah.
deep. Like, how deep can you go? It's a dog, or a horse. But all right. So what I want to do is get a vibe for where you are right now as far as what this means to you, type of a vibe, like why you're headed in this direction and what you might need to know about jumping in to something that you haven't done for a while, right? Because you did say, and I have read for you before, we have talked, this is something that you're kind of getting back into. All right.
Yeah. And
And you
deciding really it's the right decision along with what horse. So the whole
Well,
thing.
you're going to love these cards. Number one, you are already juggling quite a bit, but one of the things that you do when you juggle is that you're very good at it, right? You are a good juggler. And in fact, one of those kind of people that if you weren't juggling, you don't know what you'd be doing anyways. Do you understand this?
Not true, yeah.
And then I do come up with the Nine of Cups, which this card is literally called Wishes Fulfilled. And so it is about the emotional wishes. It is about kind of the little girl type wish thing, that back in the day when you would have had horses. It took me back to when you were 9. Is this accurate for a time when you would have been it would have been instrumental in your horse?
Development? Yes,
Yeah, there you
very.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very, yeah.
That's adorable because I just see, oh, it's gonna make me cry. You're just so
Yeah.
eager and you're just so happy and you're so optimistic and life hasn't shit on you yet and it just just a beautiful feeling. And God, you were just so happy. Is your mom the one that was instrumental in making sure that this happened?
She did. She took me
Yeah.
all my lessons. Yep.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Ooh, it's gonna make me cry.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know. And interestingly, it's followed by the strength card. Excuse me. And this card often comes up for me for people who are strong, but are also practically animal communicators themselves. Very good at the telepathy, very good at the visualization, very good at like when you dream and you have conversations with animals or old animals and stuff like that. This always, very animal orientated, very empathetic, obviously. A lot of people don't get an animal communication unless they're kind of like that, but it just
Okay.
reinforces what you think about yourself. And then your
Yeah.
shadow card, ready? The chariot with 2 horses. I fucking love that. I love that. Love, love, love. Was there a horse that you
That's
lost?
hilarious. Bitch, go get your horse.
Yeah, no, I literally, right? And you watched me shuffle, right? Now, the
Yeah.
one under this, interestingly enough, it's the Six of Swords. So I don't know if you lost a horse or if one kind of got sold out from under you, or at one point when it stopped, it was a pretty big deal. Yes.
Yeah, it was really traumatic. Yeah. I basically trained and he trained me, and it really wasn't my horse. And so when they came to get him after 5 years,
Oh, I just got chills. Oh,
yeah, yeah.
whew. Okay. All right. So he's here with us in spirit, if you will. God damn, you're gonna make me cry,
No.
and I did my makeup and shit.
Welcome to Alice's world. Yeah. No,
Oh,
no.
oh, it's all right.
Well, so glad he remembers me.
Oh yeah. He comes through hot and heavy and just so emotional.
I know that horse and I did a lot together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I love that. I love that. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna dive in, and I'm not, you know what, I named her number one, didn't I? But I think I'm gonna leave her to last so I can be more impartial. So let's
Yeah.
rename or renumber these. Let me scratch these out. I'm very tactile, so it has to have its own.
I love it.
um
Yeah.
we'll go backwards. We're gonna make Pocket number one, we're gonna make Kip number two, we're gonna make Brew number three, and we're gonna make Penny number four. That way I don't start off and obviously I want whichever horse is the best for you. God damn it, this
Yeah.
horse. Sorry.
I can't believe I can like see him pawing, being like, she's finally hearing me.
Oh my
Alice.
gosh. Woo.
Yeah. So that's amazing. It made him so sad too to leave.
Oh, absolutely. Number one, the connection, but number two, I feel like he went to someone who was and not to make you feel bad or nothing like that. You didn't have any control over the situation, but whoever he went to was a very critical kind of master, and kind of treated animals as opposed to friends. And so
Yeah.
he missed, kind of that. So number one, we're going to want to ask if one of these is him. And
Yeah.
so I'm going to kind of designate that Chariot card as him, if you will.
Okay.
Uh, all right, we're going into Pocket. And you don't necessarily really know much about these horses to validate that I'm talking to the right ones, correct? Or do you?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't. I just know
Okay,
like really
no
short
worries, no
conversation.
worries. I'm confident, but we're gonna talk to Pocket for just a moment. We're just gonna see how good of a fit he'll be. A deep breath. My goodness. All right. Oh, I kind of got this feeling before, but give me 1 second. There's something I forgot to do. I have such a small space right here because I have this big fold out table. It's a whole thing. Okay. One of the things with Pocket is that he's a been there, done that horse. And so on the one hand, that's great, except I do think that he'll probably end up being a little boring for you, to be quite honest. Yes, it will be wonderful. He's kind of been around the world, if you will. He is very loving. We called him Pocket, so it doesn't take a genius to figure out he's going to be a very loving horse. Unfortunately, at 20, I think it's going to end up being a loss sooner than you would want or expect. And so um I feel like that would be even harder on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Uh
actually get all those feelings too. So I
okay.
was like,
All right.
first
Yeah.
concern, boring. Second concern, do I want health issues? Am I looking at
Yeah.
a forever home spot right now? Am I that type of person? So
Yeah.
Get the
Okay. All right.
confirmation.
And so yeah, that's definitely the vibe I get for him. And 20 technically isn't old, but I do feel some supplements that he's either already on or he needs to be on. I do feel like there's already some corrective shoeing that's and I don't feel like he's wearing shoes. I should say corrective whoever the farrier is, there's some shit going on that's a little bit not just a trim and see you bye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Let's go to
Good job,
Kip.
girl. Good job. I know you don't need to hear it from me, but
What's that?
I said good job. That I know you don't need to hear it from me, but yeah, that's all dead on.
Oh, wonderful. No, I always need to hear it. Are you kidding? I'm an insecure little
Okay, yeah.
girl inside. Yes. Tell me. Tell
Yes,
me.
good job.
Wonderful. Okay.
He said that he puts shoes on him just basically when he runs and like when he goes to play days. But when I looked at him, I was like, he just looks a little sorry. Like he needs a little bit more than a pasture, you know? So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
totally got
He
it.
needs
Yep.
and I feel bad, but I do see a kid in his future, so I don't want you to feel bad for not picking him because I actually see whoever's trying to sell him getting more realistic about what the situation, kind of the shape he's in, if you will. And you might even
Yeah.
suggest this to them is that there's a good home for him out there.
Yeah.
But he's been there, done that, and they're trying to
Yeah.
still like squeeze a little more money out of him. And he really just
Yeah.
kind of needs to go to a kid. He really does,
Yeah.
just but
I'll
that's
let
my
them know.
opinion. All right,
Yep.
Kip comes through as first of all a lot of personality. Have you met this horse? Yes.
No.
Okay. He comes through funny. He comes through as a lot of personality. He does come through. I am seeing the front feet, but I'm not sure why. So I don't necessarily think it's navicular or anything like that, but I do also feel like his feet, maybe he gets cut too short. There's a little something in there that the whoever owns him now has to tell the farrier about him because he's showing me my horse out here, Cash, whose feet they can get cut too short real fast. And people don't realize that. And then he's like in pain for 3 months. So that's just something to consider.
Mhm.
Uh all right. Well, I might have talked myself out of a horse deal. God damn it. He got the chariot.
Oh
He got the chariot. Yeah.
no. Okay.
And then you said the other day, if mama's happy, everybody's happy. And
Mm,
this is the mom card. This is
yeah.
100% the mom card. Um, I get the King of Swords here, and I almost is there a man that's selling Kip? Was he a man's horse?
Um, okay. The lady that's lady that's selling him is going through a divorce and can't afford him anymore.
Because this guy's an asshole. This guy helped her
He's like,
buy this horse. This guy helped her buy this flippin' horse, and then kind of threw his hands up when it comes time to, what are we gonna do about it, right?
yeah.
Damn it.
I talked to her for a second this morning and I told her we were gonna do this because she asked me, I said, I can come see him on Sunday morning. And she's like, are you gonna bring a trailer? Because I just want to be prepared. And I was like, no, girl, I'm not gonna bring a trailer.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like heartstrings were right there, like mom to
yeah,
mom, like I'll take him from you and you can come see him. And that was really heartstringy. So
very. So I wouldn't take a trailer just because that's smart horse stuff. That doesn't have anything to do with the reading. That just, that, I know that. Uh, all right. So Kip gets a big star. So let's
Kip gets the chariot and the mom. Okay.
let's give him a big star. And we're now
Yeah.
she does want, I do think that you can talk her down a little bit. I don't know how much. Um, he is a
Yeah.
little bit overpriced, yes.
She said 2,500 and she'll go down to 2.
Okay.
So I think that's probably what that card's representing is the
Uh,
willing to take a
that it's a good
loss.
deal. It might be a good deal for you. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think he is, you know.
All right, Kip. I do feel I don't feel any bucking per se. I don't feel any shying. He's not necessarily you know what is interesting? I don't necessarily see him as a trail horse per se. He's showing me an arena. What did she used to use him for? Because I do see kind of a crowd. I see the bleachers. I see the arena. I see like kind of local yokel stuff. I don't see, real big stuff. Do you understand this for him?
All she sent me is a video of her trail riding, so I'm not really sure. I do
Oh, that's
know.
funny. That's exactly opposite of what I just said. I wonder if I wonder, so she's about the third owner. Would you know that?
Mm-mm. I can
Okay.
ask her.
You can always ask her Sunday if she's about the
Mhm.
third owner. And I do think that he used to do play days because he's showing me the whole play day setup. He's showing me the arena.
That's
He's
so cute.
actually I do feel like he has some talent in there that she doesn't even necessarily know about, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right, Brew. 15-year-old gelding. All right, Brew. So this one's a little more laid back. Kip has a lot of personality. This one comes through a little more laid back. You haven't met this one either yet, have you? In person.
Correct. Yeah, no.
Uh okay. Too much work. This guy, oh, he got the tower. Fuck him. Um, he would take so much time that you're already juggling. So on the one hand, you don't necessarily want the 20-year-old because he's not going to be a challenge enough. On the other hand, this one's
Mm-hmm.
going to be so challenging and so much work that you're actually going to be like, I shouldn't have done this. You're going to think it's a mistake and it's going to wear you out, right? He gets the
Mm-hmm.
Knight of Wands after that. Do you know possibly who owns him? Let's see. Let me Definitely, I feel like he's had a teenage boy in his life as either an owner or a writer. Would you understand who has him now?
I mean, it's a younger man. He's probably in
Ah,
his 30s. Yeah.
okay. All right. Good enough. Because emotionally, he's not in his 30s. And he hasn't as so he kind of thinks he's a bit of a cowboy. You know what I mean? He kind of
Yes,
does the whole
yeah.
okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. He's not. So he's
Yeah, okay.
and he's kind of blown the horse up in a few different kind of ways that would come out with you, if that makes sense. And then that would bring you to this card, which because you're already juggling everything, you're needing something that's a little bit challenging, but not so much work that all of this falls to the wayside. All the other
Right.
things that you're doing. All
Exactly
right.
correct.
So I think I'm gonna put a cross through him. No
Hmm.
offense.
Good. He's the most expensive one, and so
Oh, was he?
you are making my weekend so much easier, girl.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, to get a tower when you're asking about a horse, and I feel bad because you always want to give them the benefit of the doubt and everything, but he's even telling me he's just like this wouldn't be a good fit. He's been manhandled for so long, kind of that
Yeah.
it would take someone with a different set of skills. Yeah.
Yeah.
I even see that when you try to go into the arena and they're like, oh no, and so arena issues, trailering issues, and this guy just manhandles him as opposed to training him. All
Got it.
right, Penny.
Talk to a sister. She got us
Yeah,
started on the journey.
yeah. Well, what's really funny is because before I pull her cards, because we pulled the mother card earlier, I wonder if she is bred. I
Right.
and I had a dream that she was, but I'm trying to keep my expectations down because some of this, when it's your animal, sometimes I feel like is it my imagination or is it
Yeah.
memorized?
Yeah.
All right, Penny, bring it. Well, I don't. That's interesting. Uh, I be honest with you, I'm gonna reshuffle. Those were three cards I did not know what to do. It was the Knight of Wands, or no, the Knight of Cups, the Three of Cups. Oh, emotions. All right, but we're gonna reshuffle on that one anyways. That didn't hit me like with any specific like nothing jumped out at me, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Oh, Three of Cups would be a trainer. Okay. All right. I feel like either which way, because okay. Now I have Pentacles and the Four of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles and Pentacles. She's not that expensive. I'm not sure what's okay. So let's see if I'm too close to her. I'm gonna try this one more time. I do feel like the Three of Cups, and you did say that you're gonna work with a trainer already, didn't you? If I remember right.
Yeah.
I think that's what that was, because the Three of Cups is a support. Okay. So number one, this could she got the Three of Cups again. She got the Hermit again. Okay, these were the first set of cards. And they were all just at the bottom of the deck. I need one of those overhead cam. Oh my God, she
Yeah,
literally
you do.
gave me the same exact cards in the same flipping order. So the first one is the Knight of Cups. Do you have a son?
I do.
Okay. Number one, I do think this would be when he starts getting into it and stuff like this would be a good fit for him. The other thing though is that this has a horse in it, and this was the first card, and it's an emotional connection that I feel like you've already kind of tapped into. The Queen of
Hmm.
Wands, I do feel like is you, and you have a certain, I don't want to say preference, but you do emotionally connect to mares a little differently than you do geldings. Would you understand that?
Yeah, but there's only been two that I've liked, but I loved them. I would trust them with my life.
Ah, okay. That's very much is what I just, yeah. Okay. That connection, that it's just a very different connection. Almost like you're proud to bring out their inner badass. Because as a woman, right, we don't get supported enough and we don't get that enough. I can't believe she
Mhm.
gave me the same fucking cards. That I wish I would have shown them to you now, because now it's everybody on YouTube's gonna be like, sure she did. Um,
Yeah.
think long and hard about this, because I do feel like if she isn't, let's say is it possible for you to have two horses or no?
No.
Not right
But it
now.
keeps on coming into my mind.
I know, I know. So just think long and
Yeah.
hard. You will have to like literally go inside and meditate on this, to me, right? Because you are torn. And honestly, I get really, which I'm surprised that I'm getting such good cards for Penny, to be honest, because she's a pain in my ass. She's hard to
Yeah.
catch. Um, but she was so lovable the other day that it really threw me off. And I caught her like on the first lap. I was like, that's what made me think she was pregnant. Because I was like,
Well, you're changing.
um, you'll have to
Mar-
think long and hard. And then I got the Three of Cups again. And this is the support card, the trainer card. So those were at the bottom of the deck, literally. And you watched me shuffle. I shuffled 3 times. So it's blowing my mind. The three that I did lay down is the Ace of Wands, which is always a yes in my deck, but you also got the Chariot for Kip. So that's a hard one, right? So, but
Mhm.
I also got Six of Cups, and to me that's the childhood card. So that means that your son also, to me, between the Knight of Cups with the horse, which kind of to me is your son, and then the family card, childhood card, happiness card, animal card is also about your son, right? And then I got the travel
Mhm.
card, and she has to literally travel to you. And I'm like, fuck,
Okay.
wow, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, so we do have Penny, and then so she gets a star. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. First of all, that just blew my mind. I have been doing tarot now for 5 years, and I don't ever recall being given the same cards in the same order at the bottom of a deck that I sat here and said I don't know what to do with the first time.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, how me tell you again?
I
You're
know.
gonna find out.
All right. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go Kip on the left. Kip. We're gonna go Penny on the middle. Penny. And then we're gonna put combined energy for the last card. Oh, got a jumper. Either which way, their work. That's so funny. It was the 10 of Wands. Yes, we
Well,
know
I
their
wouldn't
work.
pick another way.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I think that's just a reminder, right? Are you sure? All right. We're going to put
Oh.
Kip on the left, Penny in the middle, and then the combined energy. I'm going to give it a really good.
We're gonna
I'm
get you the
still, that
overhead.
just blows me away. I'm so glad we're recording. Let me make, yeah. Can you imagine if we
Yeah.
were recording? I would literally cry.
Yeah, we'd cry some more, but
All right. Kip, Penny combined. Kip, Penny combined. All right. Kip, Penny. Okay, first of all, I stop it. The shadow cards are the ones at the bottom of the deck. Okay?
okay.
This one, which we just talked about. This
Hmm.
one, which we just talked about, and the
Hmm.
Hermit. This is going to drive you insane trying to make this choice.
Yeah, I
Because
can feel it. Yeah.
yeah. And you're going,
Okay.
that was
Welcome, welcome to two very energetic people.
yeah. Wow.
So it's gonna
All
drive me insane.
Yeah, it is going to number one, I still get the mayor feeling, the badass feeling, and that your son, for some reason, we'll ask about your son next. We'll ask about your son next because he keeps coming up. So Kip got the childhood card as well. I don't
Yeah.
understand what is happening.
I've never friends.
Like
Just send us a
literally never.
send us a direct message, whatever it is.
I guess
Hopefully,
so. Kip is kind of already ready to be a part of the family. Penny will need that trainer, that interaction. She will be a little more of a challenge.
mhm.
I do feel like Kip is one that you can just plug and plant. I do feel like that, if that makes sense. And I feel like, sadly, I feel like you're gonna beat yourself up for the one you didn't pick. And so don't do that because you're constantly going to be like, well, maybe I shoulda, coulda, woulda. So we gotta feel into this so that you don't have the shoulda, woulda, couldas. But I do think it's going to be one of the, oh, you know what else the Hermit could be? Your dreams. It could come to you in your dreams tonight. Let's see, I just had a jumper. Yeah, 5 of Cups. I don't know how to place that jumper. 5 of Cups is melancholy and sadness and kind of grief. 5 of Cups, emotional. Does that fit you at this moment for something?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Um, all right. So what I want to ask now is we're going to do the same setup, but we're asking about your son. Which one would be better? Because obviously you're not just doing this for yourself, right? Like you are, but you're not.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely the kids want to be a part of it. My son does
Yeah.
not like horses, so it's really funny that he's jumped out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but who
That's
knows, right?
yeah. Yeah. All right. So this is about your son. Okay. So the combined is that you are the one in charge. So the combined energy is that you're like, this is my endeavor, if you will. This is my project. I'm in charge of it. You can see she knows how to handle the money. She's like, we're not going to be stupid. They don't need all the latest supplements. They're not going to have all the latest, greatest things, but it is going to cost money. And you've kind of put that aside and budgeted for it and you've made plans, right? Kip
Mhm.
gets the world. And so to me, again, this is going to be a plug and plant horse. And then Penny gets a 10 of Pentacles for your son. But look at how happy this card is,
It
but
is
it also
very
teaches him the value of a dollar. It teaches him the value of empathy. It's going to teach him some patience. It's going to teach if all of that makes sense for him. I'm not sure. And then you get the grieving card again on the bottom as the shadow card. So there's something going on that there's a little more to kind of your decisions. Yes.
right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. I like how you're keeping it to yourself. Don't worry.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to ask straight up on Kip. I'm going to ask for a yes or a no. And then I'm going to ask straight up on Penny. I'm going to ask for a yes or a no. So hold one. All right. Come on. The cards are like, no, we don't want to do it. All right. Yes or no, Kip. Yes or no, Kip. Well, that was interesting. He actually comes up as ending up costing more money.
Okay.
Uh, uh, your husband is let me see if I can rephrase that. You are married, yes? I think we've already determined that, right?
Engaged.
Engaged. Okay. And this person, would you put him a little bit on the emotional, somewhat romantic side?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Um,
emotional.
huh?
He's emotional, all right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Because we come to the Ten of Swords after that, and to me, this is kind of almost like a project. Excuse me. Almost like a project that, while it costs money, it also like money ends up being an issue with Kip for some reason or another. Like
Okay.
we get all these pentacles, and this one is like you holding on to your money. Five of Cups or Five of Pentacles is usually kind of some conflict and some competition where money's coming, and then you could see this one is kind of like falling out of your hand. So for one reason or another, Kip does end up costing a little bit,
Okay.
which,
Well,
I mean, it's a horse. So
all it takes is one kick, and that's a lot of money, you know?
yeah, 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 that's true. So that wasn't a hard yes or no, because God forbid the universe. I don't think the universe is getting. Maybe it will. Hold on, let's ask for Penny. But I do
Yeah.
think for one reason or another, Kip starts costing a little more than you expected him to cost.
Hmm.
All right. So it might not be that initial purchase, right? But it might be something
Right.
else.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All
Here,
right,
here.
Penny.
Show us your cards, girl.
In universe, yep. Yes or no? Oh, oh, you watch me shuffle. Nine of Pentacles is about tending to your garden. Nine of Pentacles is about spending your money wisely. So Pentacles does come up again. You do know this is going to cost you money. It doesn't take a genius to figure out any kind of a horse purchase is going to be about money. However, the next two cards are literally your shadow card and your jumper card from the last shuffle. I feel like whatever it is, I feel like she's going to help heal. I mean,
She
she's not.
says, "Bring me home." It's
Yeah.
literally what I
Well,
get.
the connection is going to be one. I just got the chills. The connection is
Me
going to be one
too.
that helps with these two cards. Yeah. And then your shadow card on that one is the 10 of Cups, and that is an extremely happy, emotional, together I mean, I'm even surprised because I'm like, God, maybe I'm not seeing her for all maybe I haven't been giving her enough credit. But I do think though, it's that kind of that mare connection as opposed to a gelding. I think you're gonna do well either way. Number one,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
it is hard. And then so the shadow cards kind of keep going. We get the 10 of Cups, which is, a happy family emotionally. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I don't remember. Do you know tarot?
Oh yeah. Oh, mostly yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. And
You
then
can
because
still explain it.
under that is the death and the rebirth card, right? And so with these two cards coming up as your jumpers in the last one, and then coming up with Penny, and then the 10 of Cups, and then the death and rebirth, I feel like there's a real relationship here that's meant to happen. And then under that card, you get the aces are always a yes in my deck, and this is the Ace of Cups. And so, like, emotionally, I don't want to be too dramatic, but I almost feel like she fills a
Yeah.
certain place in your heart, because under that is the passed over card. So whether that's passed over for previous pets, or whether that's passed over for humans, there's something in this relationship that kind of makes you believe in humanity again. she's Maybe she's very dramatic. maybe, I'm just maybe I just haven't given her enough emotional breadth of knowing, that so neither one of
Awesome.
those are
Hmm.
hard yeses or nos. I mean, Penny did get more aces. I'm fucking with you now. But
No, I think, I mean, as the storyline goes with, the first cards that Kit picked, but then like the fair warnings of the future,
yeah,
that's what we're really looking for, because it all can be beautiful for a couple months, but
yeah,
then who knows what really could happen and where we're going.
yeah,
So,
definitely.
and Penny is not a horse I would pick, but how long we've even been talking, a couple of months of just like, I'm like, what is this horse? Like, I don't even like red horses.
Yeah, that's so funny. I will go out there later today and I'll try to get just a little video of her so you can just kind of tap in energetically and really kind of meditate on this and just, even you go into her energy and be like, so what's up, girl?
Right.
What's
What's
wha-
with the
what's the haps? And then
yeah.
the other thing that has just been tickling my brain actually for a little while is that for some reason, if she is pregnant, those months that she needs to stay here gives you more of a leg to stand on.
Mm.
Does this make sense for you?
Yeah. God damn
Okay.
it.
Okay. So a lot to think about. I don't know what time it is. Let's see. Oh, 8:45. I have a 9 o'clock. So we'll leave it there. I'm not sure. And obviously I can't make the decision for you anyway. But that's a lot of information. You froze. Are you there? Wow. Zoom is really messing with us today. Are you there, Alice?